The Justice Department says it will not appeal a federal judge's ruling that ended the nation's travel mask mandate unless the CDC believes the requirement is necessary. There's no word yet from the CDC. As of now, masks are no longer required on airplanes and other mass transit. That includes SEPTA and Amtrak. Also, rideshare services like Uber and Lyft have ended their mask mandates. But face coverings are still required inside Philadelphia International Airport due to the city's mask mandate. Eyewitness News reporter Alicia Roberts spoke to experts about what's next and what the end to the travel mandate regarding face covering means for everyone's safety. Alicia.
Yuki, the ruling comes less than a week after the Biden administration extended the travel mask mandate through May 3rd, and as COVID cases fueled by the Omicron BA.2 subvariant continue to trend up.
I think that this is a part of a continuing trend among conservatives to really dial back the power of the executive branch and in particular agencies.
Stacey Hawkins is the vice dean at Rutgers Law and says she wasn't surprised when a federal judge in Florida, appointed by President Trump, ruled the CDC exceeded its authority when it imposed the travel mask mandate.
One of the things that the court said in this instance was that the agency didn't justify its need to act in emergent circumstances.
Late Tuesday, the Justice Department said it would not appeal unless the CDC believes the requirement is still necessary. Villanova Director of Law Mike Moreland says that appeal would be important in the case of future surges or pandemics.
I think the likeliest thing is that the administration might want to appeal just to preserve the substantive ability of CDC to impose these kinds of restrictions.
For now, Christiana Care Chief Infection Prevention Officer Dr. Marcy Dries worries about the timing.
I think it could have been done in a much more measured way, and certainly not when we're seeing a new highly contagious variant.
Finally, despite this abrupt change, one thing likely to endure is the debate over masking.
This was just the CDC's guidance. We still have states and localities, school districts and others, right, where this fight is going to continue to be waged.
And the nation's largest flight attendant association has remained mostly neutral on the issue, saying its employees are split on masking. We're live outside Spring Garden. Alicia Roberts, CBS 3 Eyewitness News.
Alicia, thank you. All the changes surrounding the mask mandate can be confusing, so be sure to go to CBSPhilly.com to see where you do and do not have to wear a mask right now.